Here's the truth about productivity that no one tells you. Recent studies have identified the fact that most of us lose several hours every single day, not because we are lazy, but simply because we are productive in the most ineffective ways. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about the 8 time-tested things that you can do in order to achieve a lot within the shortest possible time. And so if you're new here, my name is Nana. I hold a master's degree in business finance, and on this channel, we discuss everything personal finance and personal development. And so without further ado, we come to the first thing that you can do in order to achieve a lot within the shortest possible time, and that is to approach your goals or your daily activities with more clarity. Now, productivity is totally linked with clarity. According to research, most people at their workplaces see high levels of stress and burnout simply because of lack of clarity on their roles. So anytime that they do anything, they're confused as to whatever is expected of them by their employers. Now, the only way that you can focus and then reverse this canker is to ask yourself the simple question: what is urgent and what is important? If that thing that is on your to-do list is extremely important and it is urgent, then you focus all your attention and your resources on that. And if it's anything otherwise, then you might as well want to push it down the to-do list in order to give you time to focus on the all-important stuff that will subsequently bring you about 80% of the results and make you extremely productive at the end of the day. This brings us to the second way that you can become extremely productive within the shortest possible time, and that is to leverage other people's skills, their talent, and their abilities. And that is one of the hallmark of the ultra-rich, in that they delegate tasks and then always find ways and means to count on the advice or the expertise of other people insofar as the pursuit and the attainment of their goals is concerned. And so that is one thing that you may want to do. Try as much as possible not to get things done on your own. Form a mastermind alliance, and that will subsequently deliver to you the talents, the skills, and more importantly, the abilities of people that can equally help you and then motivate you towards the attainment of your goals. This brings us to the third thing that you can actually do in order to become productive, and that is to plan your day with time blocks. So one of the key and the most effective ways and means to become productive is to apportion specific time to specific tasks within the day. And so for instance, when it comes to this YouTube content creation, the first thing I do is to research, and then I script, and then I shoot the videos. And so usually I apportion 2 hours each to research, to shooting the videos, and then more importantly to editing the videos and then subsequently posting them here on YouTube. But more often than not, shooting the video sometimes takes anywhere between 2 and then 4 hours. And so what that actually means is that sometimes you may actually go out of the apportioned time. However, it gives you a fair idea as to what you really need to do, and these time-bound tasks actually put some level of pressure on you to attend to the all-important and the all-urgent tasks that you really need to get done at the end of the day. And so doing this would consistently ensure that you find the right motivation, but more importantly, the pressure that is required for you to get things done and on time. This brings us to the fourth way that you can actually become productive at your workplace, and that is to actually avoid or eliminate any form of distractions. So for instance, when I sit to shoot videos, especially on YouTube, the first thing that I do is to put my phone in airplane mode, and the ultimate purpose of this is to actually avoid any form of distractions by way of family and friends calling in or texting in or notifications coming in, which also actually leads to some level of distraction. According to research, it takes anywhere between 20 and 23 minutes for you to refocus on any task once you get distracted. And so what you really need to know is that if you truly wish to become productive, then you might as well find ways and means to increase the friction between you and distractions, and that will subsequently ensure the right discipline, but more importantly, the motivation to stay the course and then get things executed. This brings us to the fifth thing that you can do in order to become extremely productive, and that is to execute in accordance with the 2-minute rule. And so anything that takes less than 2 minutes to do, get it done, and get it done now. So try as much as possible to declutter every single thing off your to-do list, and you start by doing the small things first. So try and then send all the emails, try and then respond to all the messages, try as much as possible to get your workplace cleaned. All these small tasks actually ensure the momentum, but more importantly, it helps you to actually give physical evidence to your brain that you're constantly making progress in accordance with whatever goal or whatever purpose that you set for yourself to attain in life. This brings us to the third thing that you can actually do in order to become productive, and that is to batch similar tasks. So according to research, most people actually fail simply because they multitask, and only 2% of employees worldwide can effectively and efficiently multitask. And so what you really want to do is to avoid multitasking. You want to focus all your attention and your energy on a specific task, and the best way that you can actually do that is to batch or put a couple of tasks that are similar together and then execute in accordance with whatever schedule that you have, and that would ensure that you're able to focus specifically and avoid all the possible omissions that may subsequently lead to you having to fail on that task. And that also increases your ability to ensure the highest level of standards while producing in accordance with schedules. This brings us to the seventh way that you can actually achieve a lot within the shortest possible time, and that is to take strategic breaks. And one of the most effective ways to get this done is to resort to the Pomodoro technique. Now, the Pomodoro technique says that you can work continuously for 25 minutes, but just after the 25th minute, you take a 5-minute break. And the ultimate purpose of this is to reduce levels of stress and burnout altogether, which also increases your chances of being productive and then acting in accordance with schedules and delivering on your goals and your expectations altogether. This brings us to the eighth and the last point, and that is to reflect and optimize on a daily basis. So one of the key ways that you can actually go about this is to resort to what I call habit tracking. And habit tracking is one of the most effective ways that you can actually track new habits, and then more importantly, hold yourself accountable on things that you need to do in order to become productive. And so one of the easiest ways to go about this is to try as much as possible and then take each step and then action it out. But you have to give yourself enough time to learn the new habit. Make it a part and parcel of every single thing that you do on a daily basis. And habits are not easy to learn, and that is what you need to know. And so try as much as possible to take it easy. Stay consistent enough to realize and to register that habit in your head, and that subsequently would ensure that you become productive altogether. And so it's not going to be easy. However, with the right mindset and the discipline and the consistency, you would actually increase your ability to perform on task and to deliver in accordance with whatever schedule that you may have. And so if you found value in this video, kindly smash the like button. It really helps with the algorithm, and then consider subscribing, because I'll be shooting several videos down the line on personal finance and personal development. And so thank you for spending time with us, and see you in the next video.